Hello, golden viewers of gold. Gold is reassuring you that a man can be as great as he wants to be if you believe in yourself and you have the courage, the determination, the dedication, the competitive drive, and if you're willing to sacrifice little things in life and pay the price for the things that are worthwhile. Oh yes, it can be done. The words of Vince Lombardi. You're welcome to another beautiful and golden episode of Gold. Are you ready to be inspired and be golden? If you are ready and I'm ready, let's go for gold.
Because the moment you have a positive attitude, then everything around you changes. Because you have positive energy, you see the good, you see the positive things around.
Out there, whoever you are, you know you can pull it through. And if it's something that needs someone,
you go out there, you follow your why, find your purpose, find your why, get that desire to conquer any fear you have. And yes, it's easier said than done, but it's 100% possible.
My golden viewers of gold, don't just be who you are or what you are. Evolve, change, grow, and become better each day. Know that high achievement always takes place in the framework of high expectation. Nothing, I repeat, nothing. Let me say that again. Nothing can stop a man with the right mental attitude from achieving his goals. I know you want to be successful. Here is the trick of the trade from our golden champion of the day. Be inspired and take actions. Madiba said, education is the most powerful weapon which we can use to change the world. What would life be without our teachers and those who breathe faith and knowledge into us? This is Gold, the home of transformation stories. Our champion today walked a road many would have given up on, but she chose persistence over defeat. Her story proves that hope is stronger than hardship. Our champion is here to teach and inspire us on Gold.
Good morning, I'm Isabel Prinsloo. I'm here on Gold, and Gold is the show. Actually, I think a turning point for me was when I went with my daughter to at their school with a motivational speaker. And when she came out on the stage, I realized that she's in a wheelchair and she's paralyzed from her neck down, Tracy Tabot, and she was an amazing, amazing speaker. And you know, the message she gave us that day is that just be the best version of yourself. And I think that day really changed a lot of things for me in my life, to realize that I am good enough. And it starts with believing in yourself. And that's also something I try to instill in the students. You know, I work with young people every day, and I see that thing of you always think other people are better than you. I think it's something that you can cultivate. I think that inner motivation to be the best that you can, you know, to be the best version of yourself. And I also think it's about appreciation. You know, I think that is one thing when I grew up, that you know, my mom always told us, you know, be humble. Whatever you gain in life, whatever achievements you have, always stay humble. And always be thankful to God for your talents, and you know, for getting opportunities and to use those opportunities. So I think it's really about perseverance, and it's about commitment, because you always have to, you know, it's a lot of sacrifice. You know, if I think, you know, many nights my children were small, you know, when everybody's asleep, I had to, you know, sit and study, or you get up 3 a.m. in the morning. But at the end, you do it for yourself. And I think that is also something that's important, that we mustn't do things for other people or because we think that's what they want. You must do something for yourself, to improve yourself, but also in the journey, to also take other people with you, to share. You know, I always say, I can't be where I am today if it wasn't for other people who shared knowledge with me, who gave me opportunities. So those are the important things, that it's never just about yourself. So I think the reason I am in the educational profession today is because I believe knowledge is power. And you know, to see the change in people, to see, you know, for me, that's always the most important thing. If I look at the students and at the end when they graduate, you know, the transformation in them, personally, professionally, you know, sometimes they come there, they don't have confidence, they don't believe in themselves, and to see how they grow and how they, you know, the day they walk over that stage, you see the pride, you see the joy, you know, that for me. And I always say, you know, it's always about the added value. You come, you do a degree, or you come to do a specific qualification, but there's so many skills that there's so many added values, you know, to learn to work in a team, to learn to appreciate, also to struggle, also to sometimes have disappointment, because that makes you stronger. And I actually met a student of mine, I think about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I think she was a student with me 15 years ago, and she said to me, you know, she just wants to actually say thank you for believing in her, because she came from a very abusive relationship, and at that stage when she came to study, you know, she didn't have any self-worth, she didn't even believe in herself, but she just saw this opportunity to do this additional qualification, and the hospital supported them to become a trained critical care nurse. And, you know, during COVID, she was actually one of the pioneer nurses that led many of those initiatives and support groups, because in that time, we only had each other to comfort. Okay, so for me, the key points to success, I will say, first of all, is to be thankful. And I'm every day thankful for my Creator, for giving me strength, giving me skills, and giving me opportunities. The second thing definitely is perseverance, because it's not easy. You know, you just have to keep on. And sometimes, you know, you go forward in your career, sometimes there's disappointment, or maybe you applied for something, you didn't get it. And then also to learn from that, what can I do better next? But perseverance, because it's not easy, you mustn't give up, just continue. And then the third thing for me is appreciation, to really appreciate the opportunities, to appreciate what you have. And appreciation for me is also to focus on what you have and don't focus on what you don't have. So that for me is important. And I will say the fourth thing is to have a vision. You know, you always have to strive to be the best of yourself. You know, we always say, I always believe we are all good, and we all have something that's special, and we can make it better, but we do have to strive to be the best. So I think what makes me happy, what I see in the world, is that there are still people that care. You know, we tend to think nobody cares, everybody's just focused on success and on money and on other, you know, sort of material things. Just something small I saw the other day when I was driving to work, you know, and we are at a very, very big intersection. And I saw all these little school children, and they were without a parent, you know, they were holding their hand. So there was like a big sister, or maybe it was just somebody that I was in school, and these 2 or 3 little children. And they were standing, and I thought to myself, this is such a dangerous crossing, because it's like 4 lanes from each side, and the cars are going. And then I just saw this lady, and I could see she's not related to them. And when she saw these children, you know, she just took their hand and she looked, and when she saw it safe, she walked with them. And I thought, this is what it is about. There was no issue about race. She wasn't even the same race than them. It didn't matter. It was kindness. It was, she saw these children and they have to cross the street that's so dangerous. And she just took their hand, and because the bigger one was holding, the other 3 little ones were all holding hands, and there they walked, and I thought, this is so beautiful.
Napoleon Hill said, and I quote, "Whatever the mind of a man can conceive and believe, it can achieve." A beautiful golden brick will be golden right here on Gold. Keep it here and keep it golden.
This is Mangele Smash Hatebe. You are watching Golden Youth with me. I'm a professional boxer, female professional boxer. I go by the name of Smash in boxing. I started boxing in 2014. I turned professional in 2016. I am the current South African female flyweight champion and also 3-time ABU Africa champion. For me, she's a very beautiful woman inside and out, and it's very comfortable with her, being around her, knowing her, you know, living with her also. It just made me comfortable, as I've been a quiet person throughout my life. I am still quiet though, and I only started speaking after I met her because she made it so easy. She was working with the children's home. She's one of the directors at the NGO, so it just became like a home, a second home for me, to be around people like that, hearing other people sharing their stories. So I just made, it just felt easier to actually be around it and start talking about, okay, I've been through this, I've been through that. And that's how I think I started to be me, to feel more alive, you know, not hold on for so long in what happened to me in the past. She's more than a manager to me, basically. A mother, a sister, whatever you, a mentor, a hero, yeah, whatever you can call her. As a boxer like me, you have to be prepared to be disciplined in boxing. Boxing comes a lot with discipline, hard work, dedication. You need to be dedicated to whatever you want. If you want to be a champion, you have to work hard, put the work in. You are all in or you are out in boxing. I would say to anyone who actually wants to try out something, anything, doesn't have to be boxing, can be other sports also, sporting codes, rugby, netball, soccer, you name them. But you know exactly what you want. Sometimes yes, it is a hobby, but you have to do it in a way that you commit to it. You know exactly what you want in it. My favorite code is obsessed. It's just a word that the lazy use to describe the dedicated. To the youth of Africa, this is what I have to say. Obsessed is just a word that the lazy use to describe the dedicated. In that way, I mean that when you do something, you need to be obsessed with it. If you're not crazy about it, then it's not enough. You have to be crazy or obsessed in a way that the person next to you looks at you and be like, no, this is not normal. Then you know you are in it to win it. For the youth out there, all over the world, whatever you are doing, whatever you are going through, I've been through trauma myself. I've been through abuse, sexually molested for over 2 years. And here I am today. I'm still standing. I fought that battle by myself, on my own. And I knew that I would make it through. A breakthrough will come through. And it did. And here I am today. I'm standing strong. And I'm talking to you. Whatever you're going through out there, whoever you are, you know you can pull it through. And if it's something that needs someone, get help. Go for gold.
In order for you to succeed, your desire for success should be greater than your fear of failure. Simply put, be positive in all your thinking. Trust me, you can still achieve your dreams. Be inspired by the golden nugget of the day.
Hey, it's Andrew Walker here from the SA Property Investors Network. Now, my one big golden nugget today was what we've realized is that poor people work for money. The wealthy people get money to work for them. And that's when the penny dropped for a lot of people today. Now, there's a big thing where people often feel that there's barriers to entry, that, there's the fear of failure. There's the fear of success. But most people I find are scared of stepping out of their comfort zone, They're scared to do things that they aren't used to doing. And it's called your comfort zone. What is a comfort zone? A comfort zone is when you're about to do something that you're not used to doing. It's doing something that's outside of the norm for you. And the reality is this is where success is really understanding what will it take to become successful. First of all, what you all need to do is ask yourself, what does success mean to me? What does it mean to me? What does it mean to be successful? Because I can tell you now, what success to you may not be success to me, which may not be success to him or her. So first identify that. First identify what that means to you. Now, there's one way to overcome any fear, because often people say, but how? And Andrew, how's that going? And what happens if this goes wrong? What happens if that goes wrong? And people are always looking at the negatives. The one thing you need to focus on to conquer the fear of failure is you need to ask yourself, what is your why? What is your purpose? What is your desire? Because if your desire and your why is strong enough, if your why doesn't make you cry, it's not your real why. Remember, as humans, we all have a purpose, in this world, on this planet right now. And if you know what that why is, there's no fear on this planet that's going to stop you from doing what you want to do. If you're about to embark on a journey, if you're feeling nervous about something, if you want to do something greater and you're maybe feeling a bit of anxiety or you're feeling a bit nervous, what you need to look at and think about is remind yourself, why are you doing this activity? Because what you'll find is success is at the other end of fear. You can face everything and run, or you can face everything and rise. It's up to you. We can rise or we can run. The thing is, you don't want to have regrets in life. You don't want to get to the age of 80, 90 years old and say, I wish I had have given that a go. Because in life, you've got two options. You can either face your fear and you can tackle things head on. And remember, failure, to me, I don't believe in the word failure anyway. I believe in the word mistakes. And the more mistakes that I can make, that's awesome. The more no's I can get, that's awesome. Why? I get closer to a yes. I get closer to success. But if you keep making excuses, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll start next year. If you keep telling yourself, because what happens is you start to justify why you shouldn't do something. And you crawl back into your room, you crawl back into your house, you crawl back into your comfort zone. And then all of a sudden you feel calm and relaxed because now you're not going to step out your comfort zone. That's not where you want to be. So make sure you go out there, you follow your why, find your purpose, find your why, get that desire to conquer any fear you have. And yes, it's easier said than done, but it's 100% possible. And once you know where you're going, what the purpose is, you will conquer any fear. Remember, feel the fear and do it anyway. And you'll find that success is on the other end of fear. Andrew Walker here. So that is my golden nugget for today. I really hope that you can take that away with you today. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next season of Gold.
Truth be told, coming from an unprivileged background, success always seems impossible. And that is why we say only those who can see the invisible can achieve the impossible. Our dreams are valid. My beautiful people, let us go for a shot and inspire and break on gold. We are certainly coming back. Keep it here. Yes, most of the important things in the world have been accomplished by people who have kept on trying when there seemed to be no help at all. Be a champion by listening to champions. My beautiful people of the world, where gold speaks, every tongue is silent. Our golden champion of the day is still here, inspiring souls on Gold.
Focus on what you have and not what you don't have. And that will motivate you. So you have opportunities or you have support. You've got the opportunity every day to create something, to make somebody happy. It's about what is it that I want and how am I going to get that. But start by appreciating what you have. What was a turning point in my life was when my husband passed away, very unexpectedly. And within a moment, your whole life was turned around. I was happily married for 25 years. I had a husband that adored me. I had 2 wonderful children. I had a job that I love. I think that is also so important, to do what you love. And all of a sudden, You know, that to me, that was such a turning point. And I think then I realized that we have to live every day to the fullest. You know, I always thought I just wanted to say this once more, or I wish I could say this once again, or I wish I did this. And I think that made me realize that every day you have to do the best you can with what you have. You know, take every day to really do the best you can, to live to your fullest potential. And I think then I also realized that, you know, what is life actually about? It's not about the material things, it's not about the successes. It's about your family, it's about the people, your loved ones. And sometimes, you know, we can fight about things, and then you think afterwards, you know, what was it actually about? So I always say, after that, I realized, you know what, I always say, pick your fight. If you want to fight about something, or you want to be unhappy about something, let it be something worth it. Whether you believe you can or you can't, you are right. So, you know, sometimes we give up before we have started because, oh no, I can't do this, it's too difficult, or I'll never be like this, or I'll never reach this. Then you already, you know, then you lose before you start. So the moment you tell yourself, I can do this, I can, then already you start believing in yourself, and it's like you get that inner motivation. I also love the quote by Nelson Mandela. You know, he said, winners are dreamers who never gave up. And that's why I also believe you must have a dream, you must have a vision, because that motivates you to work hard to reach that dream. And then, you know, my other quote is, I always look at the glass half full and not half empty. But again, appreciating what you have, seeing the positive things, because I'm also a very firm believer of positive and negative energy. And again, the moment you believe you can do something, it inspires you, you get that positive energy. And then things also, you know, the moment you are positive, you see the positive side, things look better. But the moment you have this negative energy, I can't do this, I'm not good enough, then also when you look at the world, you just see the negative things. So that's why I believe in that positivity, in that, you know, believe you can, then you will be able to reach that. You know, have a dream, because a winner is a person who never gave up on their dream. And I think if that's one thing I believe that we can change the world with, is with attitude. Because the moment you have a positive attitude, then everything around you changes, because you have positive energy, you see the good, you see the positive things around you. And that can really make a big change. To Gold, I want to say, what you are doing is amazing. Continue doing that. I think looking at those shows and looking at the episodes, I saw something about humanity. I think making people aware of humanity, and I think that is such an important thing. And again, shining the light on the good, shining the light on positivism, on believing in the good. And for me, that is amazing. I think my best inspirational story, as I said earlier, I went to a mother and daughter event with my daughter at her school, and there was this lady, Tracy, in a wheelchair, and she was paralyzed from her neck down. And you know, the way she came out there, it was so inspiring, and the message she gave us that day, you know, that, and I think that is also why I so believe in attitude, because she said, after the accident, you know, when she realized she was paralyzed, she said to us she was a horrible person, she was cross, she was so negative, and she couldn't do anything for herself. You know, people had to comb her hair, they had to brush her teeth, they had to dress her. And she said the one night she lay and she was so, you know, and then she realized, you know what, I've got the only thing I have that nobody else has got power over, is my attitude. And that day she made a difference. So despite the fact that she's in a wheelchair, she became a motivational speaker. You know, and that day she said to us, you know, especially, I think specifically as women, but not, there's men also, but you know, you always want to look the best, you must be like this, you know, there's always things we're not satisfied about. And she said to us, you know what? Embrace what you have. When you walk out of the door, be the best version of yourself, you know, because she must wear what is comfortable for her carers to dress her in. She must, you know, have a hairstyle that is comfortable for them, for her. But we can do whatever we want. And I think she motivates us to just accept yourself, be the best what you can, you know, that despite everything, look at her, she's in a wheelchair. She can only blink her eyes, you know. She's paralyzed from her neck down. And I tell you, she motivated every single girl, every single mom. We all walked out there and we said, we will never complain about physical appearance or about our hair or whatever we're not satisfied. Embrace it. Make the best of it. So she was really, for me, such an inspiration. And I'll always think of her. You know, that says when you walk out that door, look $1 million, dress up for me, do your hair for me, you know, but for yourself, to be the best that you can be. So she truly inspired me. So if I can summarize, I will say kindness, respect, and be the best version of yourself.
My beautiful golden viewers of gold, it is your place in the world. It is your life. So go on and do all you can with it. Make it the life you want to live. Remember, you may be disappointed if you fail, but you're doomed if you don't try. Keep trying. There's no harm in trying. Keep going for gold, because gold is love. Love is gold, and gold is forever. I'll see you next time on Gold. Go forth and prosper.